Hello and welcome to Stamping and Sipping with Tea. My name is Teresa, and in today's video we are going to create another card using the Daffodil Daydream stamp set. Isn't this pretty? It's so versatile. Today's card is going to be made using this stamp where you have the 3 daffodils. So let's go ahead and get that out. The other thing I'll need is the Easter Blessings stamp. Let me turn these so you can see them. Sorry about that. We will need the die cut as well. Keep in mind, this is available in the mini catalog, the January to June 2022 mini catalog on page 37. It's called the Daffodil Daydream Bundle. So with that, you save an extra 10%, and what comes with it are the dies. Look at that. Haven't even started really playing with those just yet, and the stamps, so that's a really good deal. Okay, let's go through the rest of the supplies that we need. In addition to those 2 stamps and that die, you are going to need a piece of cardstock. This is the Garden Green cardstock. It measures, let me see, this is 5.5 by 8.5. Now, on the 8.5 inch side, let me get the trimmer out because I haven't done this yet. You do want to score it at 4 1/4. So let's line that up. Use the score blade. Again, if you have this trimmer, don't push too hard when you're scoring it because it can tear the paper. You just want to push medium pressure. I mean, you'll get the hang of it. That score line just really helps with a beautiful fold. Now, if you have a boning tool, it does make pressing this so much easier. Some people will do it on this side. I have seen people use these boning tools all sorts of ways. It just helps to really give a nice crease to the paper. On the inside, I am going to be using the Sentiment Easter Blessings. So this cardstock is just 1/4 inch smaller than the finished size of the card. So this measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. And since we're already at this point, let's just go ahead and get a stamping block. Let me grab one out. This is block C. I do have the coordinating green ink. We're using Garden Green today. If you're looking at this paper, you're probably going, ooh, where is that in the annual catalog or the mini catalog? Not gonna find it. We'll talk about that in just a second. Okay, if you want, you can really take the time and you can use the, oh my gosh, the name escapes me. There's a tool, it'll come to me somewhere through the video to help line this up, but I like to just catty quarter it just a little so that it looks intentional to be off center, because to be honest, it is intentional that I leave it off center. I just don't want to stress about it. This is old. I got this from a local craft store. This is a baby wipe that I dampened, trying to get as much use out of it as I can before I throw it away. Cleaned off that stamp, and I will just set that aside. That also gave it just a quick second to dry. I do really like Stampin' Up's Stampin' Seal Plus. I just find, once I get it to work, I just find that it adheres so firm, so strong. Don't have any problems with it coming up. Now keep in mind, because the adhesion is so strong, you really, once it's applied, there's no picking it up and repositioning it. So if you have trouble with putting things down evenly, you might not want to start out with this. The Tombow glue is best, but once you've made so many cards, you get pretty good at just putting them down in place. Now, let's get to the other things we'll need, because I want to talk about this for a second. This is the Designer Series paper from the Berry Delightful. I am fairly certain, that's why I'm going to risk saying it on camera, that this was a gift with purchase. I don't remember if it was with a $100 purchase or a $50 purchase, but this is the Berry Delightful Designer Series paper. See, I still have a couple of packs that aren't opened. So if you have this and you're curious, the reverse side is this side with all the berries, the strawberries. I guess those are raspberries. I'm not real good with my berries, and the blueberries, but I'm using the reverse side. This measures the same as our insert. So this measures 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and I actually can go ahead and put this down, again, using my Stampin' Seal Plus. Now, the beauty of this is This designer series paper, you sometimes might buy too much, and even though you're not using the set it was designed to go with, and of course, I'm pretty sure it was Berry Blessings was the stamp set that it went with. But see, it's going to go beautifully even with this. Let me make sure I'm putting it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have a direction. But even though this paper was designed to go with the Berry, I'm almost certain it's Berry Blessings. With the Berry Blessings stamp set when it was available last year, you're going to see it works like a dream with the Daffodil Daydream. Haha, play on words, totally unintentional. Getting back to this, see, we already are starting to build up our card. I mean, you could probably send it like that, but we're going to make it even better. I'm not done quite building the base. This is a piece of the Garden Green cardstock. This is also from Stampin' Up, this Garden Green. It's part of the Regals collection. This piece measures 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches because I wanted to make sure it was the same width of that paper. I'm just going to put a single strip of the Stampin' Seal Plus. You do not have to stress too much about exactly where you place this on your card. I don't think it's that important. I'm just going to try. I might have to hold it up so I can see it because this Stampin' Seal Plus, it's hard to reposition it once it's on there. So, excuse me. I have it where I want it. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and set it aside. Oh, you know what? I had kind of wanted to put something here. That's all right. You won't know. I had wanted to wrap it in twines there. There, you know what I wanted to do, but I didn't remember to do it. So I'm going to tweak this on the fly. Let's go ahead and talk about this real quick, and then we'll get to the last part, the coloring part. If you have the stitched shapes, I took the largest one and I cut out a piece of the Garden Green. Then I took the second largest piece and I cut out a piece of my white cardstock. But then I ran the white cardstock through. I have the Cuttlebug machine as well, and I have this folder. It's Swiss dots. I'm not saying Cricut is the only one that sells these dots. I'm sure other people do, but this is what I have, so that's what I'm using, and you'll see how I will layer that up and use that in a moment. But now let's get to this part. I am taking, this is from Stampin' Up. This is the E-block. Go ahead and apply that beautiful stamp. Let me make sure I get it all on here. It's okay that it's on an angle. That's not going to make a difference. I am using the Tuxedo Black Memento ink because it's right here. You can use other colors. You can use whatever you want. I kind of like the idea of using the black. I do want it to stand out because I'm going to be coloring in my daffodil using some, oddly enough, Daffodil Delight stamping blends and the Granny Apple Green. I have another video on the channel. Let me put this, I'm sorry if it's out of shot for you. Let me press down. I think you can see a little bit. I wanted to make sure I got it on this scrap sheet of paper. Bam, there we go. And giving that just a second to dry. Not that you need to, but I'm going to. Let me go ahead and clean this. Rub it off, and that can dry over there. Cleaning up my workstation. We will need that, so let me keep it out. I'm going to go ahead and take this time, since this is just one card in this video, and I feel we have it, and show you how I colored it in. Using the light. Now, backtrack. The beauty of this is one purchase because your blends come in a set of 2. You get a light and a dark. So I've got my Daffodil Delight, and I've got my Granny Apple Green. Okay, so working with the light from both of them, for starters, I'm taking my Daffodil Delight and I'm just coloring in each flower petal. Whoops, I want to use the thicker side. I feel like it lays down more ink and goes a little quicker. Okay, you don't have to worry too much if you leave any white spaces on your cardstock. It's fine, it'll still be beautiful. These stamps are gorgeous. Shout out to whoever the artist was that created this stamp. I think the detail's fine. Some of the stamps have tons of those, I think they're shadow lines, and they're beautiful. And some of them just have a very minute amount like this one, just a couple little lines to teach you where to shadow in. And I like those as well. Using the dark one in the thinner tip, I'm going to go ahead and apply some color. Let's see, on this one, I think what I want to do is put some in the center. No, you know what, let's do the thick side. It's okay, doesn't have to be so precise. Let's put some color down in there, and then let's put some here. This would kind of be in the shadow, just using the lines they gave us. And here we go, pop some up there. Then I immediately will go over it to blur it out a little, see? Just like that. Not finicky at all. Now let's do this guy. Look at these lines. You don't even have to think about it. I mean, if you're really good at all the shadow and you understand the play of light, oh, you probably have even more fun, because you can really take this to a whole new level. But for those of us who aren't necessarily the greatest at that, by just simply going over the lines that they've given us, I'm gonna put some there because in my mind that would be dark, you can achieve a stunning overall effect. And then I just go over it with the light while it's still damp. These are alcohol based, so they do dry quickly, and I am done with the Daffodil Delight just like that. Now, working with my Granny Apple Green and a shaky hand. It's okay. Things happen as we get older. It's all right. Turn that negative into a positive, and then we'll just continue that leaf right on up. Looks like I'm starting to run low on my Granny Apple Green. This one, that'll come down here. In my opinion, that takes this, and then here. Okay. Oops, I almost forgot him. Oop, and him too. So that makes sense. Follow the lines. That makes the most sense. I do leave some white space. I don't color it in completely. Using the thin portion, to me that would be dark. That would be dark. Right under here might be dark. Maybe this back side would be a little darker. Under here would fall into some shadow. Under there. That lower part. Okay. Then I go right back over it with the lighter green. I had to look to make sure I didn't have my Daffodil Delight in my hand. It wouldn't surprise me at all if it did. Could have just as easily had a happy little accident. Okay, so then you have it colored in, and you can take more time if you want to. Again, since we've purchased the bundle, and if you don't, I do encourage you to do it. And you might be saying, but Teresa, I don't have the machine to cut it out. It's okay, get them anyway, because you will probably get the machine. It took me a couple years before I got the Big Shot machine. I will take this over to my Big Shot. Not really, I did cut one out. So look, we already have it here. Now, this was what my plan was for this guy. I wanted to kind of offset it a little bit. So let me put down some Stampin' Seal Plus, because the bond is that good. I am using 3 strips. And I don't want, I mean, you can, if you want, center it up really good. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to be a little bit playful and turn it just slightly catty corner. Then what I want to do is, I'm thinking I do want to raise this. This is my thought. I want to somehow use that as a background for my flower. So I do want to raise this with some stamping dimensionals. Yes, I do like my stamping dimensionals. And I'm going to use 5. 1 in each corner, and then 1 right in the center. My pick tool, turn around, and let's put that part up. Come on, don't fail me now. Put that off to the side. Nope, I didn't get that. I didn't think I did. There we are. And let's see. Kind of, yeah, I want it to overlap. That's good. Right about there. a little off, boom. Now the flowers, I am going to put a Stampin' Dimensional down here, but then I'm going to glue up here. The reason for the Stamping Dimensional down at the bottom is otherwise that has nothing, it's not going to cling on or hold on or adhere to anything. So in my head, I want to put a Stamping Dimensional right down here, wherever I can get it to fit. See, I was able to fit it right there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove the backing from this one. Then I'm going to use some of this Tombow glue. And I don't like to put it too thick, so I'll start at the beginning till I figure out what the consistency of my glue is coming out. And then I go a thin bead around the edges. Okay, especially getting a little bit up in each of these leaves. And all the way around the edge, and then some more in the center. Never too thick because I don't like it to be thick. I like a thin application of the Tombow glue. All right, and then let's see where we want it. I have a little surprise for there. I know what I want to do there. Let's put that there. And see, that'll hold it now. See, it, because this is all raised with one Stampin' Dimensional and this is raised with one Stampin' Dimensional, it is fine, but I do want that to stick. So let me just put him off to the side for a second, and I'm looking for my twine. This I am pretty sure is from Stampin' Up, but for the life of me, I don't know which catalog, so that's fine. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double it up, and I'm gonna make a bow. It might be too much, but I'm on camera and I don't wanna have to redo this 6 or 7 times for you guys because we don't edit our films, we turn it on, and it's just, it goes. So there's no editing that is done to these. Probably should be. Probably be better videos, but we don't have that capability, and so we don't. All right, I'm gonna pull just one string on each side to make that bow. See how it makes the one on the inside smaller? Let's see what happens on this one. The one on the outside, that's okay. I just don't want them to be the exact same. This might be too big. Oh, it's okay, play with it a little bit. And again, if you weren't on camera, you can play with it even more. Go straight up and down so that they're not the same. Okay, I like that. I've talked about these in other videos. I purchased this at my local arts and crafts supply store. It's called Zotz Bling. They're the minuscule dots. They are tiny. I don't even know that you can see them on camera. Not sure, but they are tiny. They are minuscule, and I like them for this. I had needed dots on a project, and I didn't want to wait for an order to come in, so I just went to the local supply store, found them, and I got them. I think it's like wrapping it right around here. Boom, how cute is that? And no, I'm not done. I want to put 3 more dots, but I'm not going to use the pearl on these because you're not going to see them. Again, we have these wonderful coordinating products, and I want to see if I have garden green. I think that is a color that I do have. I'm looking over your shoulder, bear with me. Oh, I don't have garden green. Maybe that doesn't come in garden green. Sorry about that. Maybe we don't have it in garden green. I'm in the Stampin' Up annual catalog. I kind of have a feel for where this stuff is. Bear with me while I, oh, is that twine? Maybe, maybe not. All right, I want the garden green. Garden green is there, okay, so there is no stamping blend for garden green. Not a problem. That way I won't spend all this time looking through my stash. Instead, I will pull out what I do have. Now I have a choice since we used the Daffodil Delight and the Granny Apple Green. Do we want to do green or do we want to do yellow? In my opinion, I think the yellow might be too light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dark Granny Apple Green and I'm going to color in 1 large and 2, because when you work with odds, it's kind of a decorator thing that I think goes really well with the cards as well. And I'll do 1 large and 2 small because it'll be a total of an odd number. And let's grab you, okay? And they don't need very long to dry, I know. That's the beauty of it. They really don't need that long to dry. My pick tool, if you pull this out, you do a little twist and you push it back in, it locks into place, and there's some directions on it. This is a product by Stampin' Up. It's very helpful. Now, let's take a little one You might have to use your other finger to slide in under that guy. And again, when you're on camera, nothing goes according to plan. All right, you're being very annoying. Hold on. There, I just need them closer to me. And I think I want to put a delicate one up here. See? Isn't that pretty? Let's get the large one. Let's put him into place. Okay, he came up much nicer. I want him more prominent. So I'm thinking maybe here or here or here. Here. Let's do here. Yes. And then one more smaller one. Okay, let's pop him down here. That's kind of cute if we put him here. Isn't that pretty? I think that's gorgeous. Now, there is another product. I'm not going to put it on here, but I'm going to show you what it would look like. If you have, sorry for reaching in front of you. If you happen to have the Bumblebee Trinkets. Oh, wait till you see how cute this will look on it. Oh, let me get it open. The Bumblebee Trinkets are in that annual catalog on page 141. But look, these things are so darn cute. You can put a little bee on there. Isn't that sweet? You can put it over here. Maybe I would. Oh, no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to, but again, you can embellish it a little bit more. Now, the one thing I am going to do, since I think we have time, I'm going to go ahead and take some of our Wink of Stella. And you can do a little push to get it down in there. And this sometimes doesn't appear on camera. Actually, oftentimes it doesn't appear on camera. But what it does, it gives these flowers a shimmer. And I'm not going to apply it to the leaves. I just want this shimmer. Hopefully you can see it. I can see it. It's not glitter, shimmer. It's beautiful. Doesn't always appear on camera. But anyhow, I just love using this. Let me put a little bit more there. You almost have to hold it in the light and switch it back and forth in order to see it. But what do you think? There it is. Look at this card. Isn't this cute? Perfect for an Easter card. I think it would be just as nice if you had a friend that you'd send St. Patrick's Day cards to. Maybe you know somebody with a March birthday. Sorry, I am standing up so that I can bring this in closer for you guys. I just think it is a stunningly gorgeous card. There you go. You can take a screenshot right there. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give us a like, a thumbs up. Go ahead and click on that thumbs up button. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please consider doing so. What it does, it just helps you locate our videos a little bit easier because it'll be saved for you. If you want to be notified the next time we post a video, be sure to hit the bell icon, then go to your notifications and go to your settings and turn on your notifications. That way you will be notified the next time we post a video. But thank you for joining us. Please share this video with friends who you think it might be interested or who are also card creators. And in the meantime, and until the next time, happy stamping.